Hey Andrew, were you the one that created the upfiring Atmos speakers?
Yes, so yeah, that was when I was with Pioneer,
Yep.
and Pioneer, from an electronics point of view, the receivers, obviously they were heavily connected with anything that Dolby were doing because
Yep.
whenever a new Dolby system comes out, the receivers have to add the decoding to do it. And so in the pre-release days of Atmos, they started talking to us and developing the receivers over in Japan. And one of my colleagues, we were at CAS, I think, and one of my colleagues I work closely with in product development, uh, he got to listen to a very early demonstration of Atmos and came back saying, Andrew, you've got to listen to this. This is really interesting. This could be something very important. They wouldn't let me in to listen. They didn't want the potential criticism or critique at that early stage.
Right.
My colleague wasn't that, his ears weren't that good. Um, when they did eventually give me a demo, I thought, wow, this is fantastic. But, the first demo I heard, you got not only the 5 speakers or 7 speakers in the surround sound system and the subwoofers, you got speakers overhead. And I said, very interesting, but we have enough problems getting people to listen to 5 speakers. Never mind adding even more. And then they said, aha, but. And then they showed us the upward firing concept of bouncing off the ceiling. And I actually preferred the sound of that to the discrete one because with a low ceiling, you're a bit too close if it's only 8 foot. And so all the image pulls a bit. Whereas if it's reflected in the ceiling, it's as though the speakers were equal distance above the ceiling as you are below. And it just gives a ease of listening location that made it feel better. Maybe not quite as precise, but it just felt more enveloping. So that's the one. That's the one I'm interested in. So we got the license to start developing something, and it seemed to me all the solutions that they were offering us, this is the technology and this is how you could do it. I thought, that's no, I don't really like that idea. And I'm thinking, well, concentric drivers are perfect. If I develop a 4-inch concentric driver, it will be the perfect solution to doing the firing system. And so we released, 3-way concentric, so 4-inch forward firing concentric with a 5-inch, I think, woofer, and then the extra concentric on top. And that was one of the first Dolby Atmos upfiring module type speakers to come out. And it sounded really good. I mean, it should do. It
Yeah.
was a 3-way, concentric driver. Um,
What year was that, Andrew?
ooh, uh, could be. I don't actually remember. I mean, it's certainly more than 9 years ago now.
Sounds about
Um,
right.
so
Just
yeah,
give people kind of a timeline as to how things developed, how you got to MoFi.
well, I'm so old. I've been doing this for so.
Hey, was there a deliberate 2K notch in the upfiring speakers? Is there a reason for that?
So it requires this peak and a notch, and they'd suggested all sorts of ways of doing that. But I realised that if I sort of design the upward firing speaker um, wrong in my usual way of how if you design a concentric driver wrong, you're going to get some peaks and notches in the higher frequency range, which disappear when you move a bit off axis. So uh, with some care, you can get rid of it. And I mean, in particular, the latest speakers from Kef, they do a magnificent job of um, minimizing or eliminating entirely on axis. But it's very difficult to do with production tolerances and things you have to do to get a concentric driver working.
Right.
So I realized if I change some of the way I was putting this concentric driver together, I can move that peak and the dip that I would have got by designing it badly. I can position it where Dolby wanted it. And I don't even have to put any circuits in there. I kind of just have to do a poor concentric in that sense. So that's what I did.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
it passed all the Dolby licensing tests that they did. And I even, I liked Dolby Atmos at that time so much that even as one of the first manufacturers to offer a dedicated Dolby Atmos system, I used to go on all their panels when they were at various shows to kind of put the manufacturing viewpoint towards what Dolby was, Dolby Atmos.